Okay, so welcome back to Goomadies Coins and Banknotes, and I've got 15 minutes to make a video. Okay, so today we're talking about Brazilian coins and is my worthless coin worth any money? Basically, the coins from here on are pretty much not worth that much unless it's an error. Okay, so in 1994, Brazil had to revalue its currency because this time it'd been through 6 other currencies. And all of them suffered from hyperinflation. Their revaluation was 1,000 to 1. But this time they revalued it a lot higher at 2,750 Cruzeiro reais. So that's these coins here, equal 1 new real. And that takes its name from the initial currency that was used before 1942, which was the real, but that had no sub-denomination, so it wasn't divided into 100 centavos. The smallest coin at that time was 100 reals. So basically, what's the actual value of the real compared to the first one? Basically, it's one with 15 zeros behind it, something like a million trillion or whatever. So these initial coins, the 1 centavo had a value of 27 Cruzeiro reais. So obviously these coins that were in circulation, only the 50 and 100 had any value. These coins here pretty much were not in circulation, and the currency had an exchange rate of 1 to 1 with the US dollar. So initially they did issue a theoretical currency under the same name with real, but that one was only used for pretty much just bookmarking and all that stuff. So the coins that were first issued is 1, 5, 10. Then we have 50 centavos, got quite a few. Then we have the 1 real coin. So the 25 centavos was also issued at the same time, but the design is a bit different. So that indicates to me is that while they did initially design the coins that were issued in the 1 to 5, the 25 was an afterthought, so they had to change the design a little bit before they issued the actual coins. Okay, so none of these are milled, and these are all the denominations, and these are still all legal tender. So they're a pretty basic design. We just have the denomination with the date, ink use, and a line pattern of plants, and on the other side we have the country's name Brazil and a portrait of Brasilia, so she represents the actual country, and she has a wreath in her hair. So basically that's all the same design of these coins. Okay, starting from the smallest denomination, the 1 centavo, and another thing is that all of these coins are minted from not all of them, but most of them from 1994 to 97. Then in 1998 they changed over to the current design coins, so with better metals. Okay, the 1 centavo that I don't use anymore, and this one has a high mintage, so 97. The lowest is 1995 with 283 million. So really you should be able to pick this one up in uncirculated condition for probably $1 or less. And this one you can't find as a mule because it's the smallest coin. If there is a mule, it'll either be another type of coin that was issued in the previous series, or it will be a larger planchet of one of the other denominations. Okay, with the 5 centavos, also the lowest mint is 1996 with 111 million. So really these are all common. And you can see the V is a little bit of a weak stroke on both of these coins. So probably greased, getting stuck in the actual die. It's not too uncommon for these. So it shouldn't increase the value of the coin any appreciably. And as you can see, this collar is probably a little bit loose. So the actual metal itself is a little bit doubled. Okay, so with the 5, you can find that there is a mule with the 1 cent coin, and the rim is actually a lot broader, so that should be quite a bit more expensive. And on this coin, you can see Brazil has cards on it, so they're the type of errors that you're trying to look for. It's either cards or lamination. No, it looks like cards actually, so the die is actually being broken. Anyway, so that's what you're looking for. Then we have the, okay, so here we have the last coin of the 10. And this had 265 million, so really not a scarce coin to get. Once again, the V seems to have a lot of problems with it. So this one looks like a die crack, or it could be scratching on the actual coin. Okay, no, yeah, it could be scratching. Anyway, 95, and here we have another 95. As you can see, these did circulate because it's still a current denomination. There is a good chance that a lot of the coins you're going to get are just well circulated. Although they changed them in the design in 1998, these ones are never demonetized, so they're just allowed to fall out of circulation. And as you can see here, this one has the date, and the date is also doubled. So basically, this is probably a die clash where the dies are stamped across each other, and we also have, looks like the date up there as well. So this is an error coin, so this is what you should be looking for. Okay, now on this one as well, you can see the date is here, which, yeah, that's also doubled. So these coins, does this one have, oh, this one has it as well. So I've got 3 coins with 3 errors on them, which a date is being stamped on the other side. Anyway, check your coins to make sure that is the case. I should check the other ones as well. Yeah, this one also has the date on the 5. Yeah. 5, how about the 1? No, the 1 doesn't have it. So all of my 5 and 10 centavos have the error. Okay, the next coin we check is the 50. Okay, this one doesn't seem to have anything on this side. The 50 centavos. It's only 2 years, 94, 95, with 95 having 60 million. It's the lowest minted. Okay, so no errors in that coin. Here we have 94. So there's a problem with the date, looks like a little bit filled. And this one has 421 million, so quite a lot of these coins are minted. And this one has the date up the top as well. Okay, and also B, Brazil, is a bit thick. Okay, this one, yeah, no date up top. And these ones are not not milled. And the last one is this one here, 95. Yeah, and also we have the date up the top of Brazilian. So it seems like more coins than not have the actual date up top. Okay, check the one real. Okay, so this one doesn't have anything. I've got two 94s, so you can pair them together. And these ones don't have the date anywhere on this side that I can see. Okay, but we still have the doubling on there, so that's probably got something to do with the actual die or the actual coin itself. So 215 million of these 1 real coins were minted, but they also issued a banknote. So this circulated along with the banknote until they issued the bimetal coin, in which they took those ones out of circulation. Okay, so the last coin we have is the 25 centavos. So you can see the differences in the actual edging between the lines and the border of the coin. And this one, okay, the date is a little bit different. So basically, because these coins, okay, so the date itself is in Qs. So these are punching out. So this is like, this has to be ghosting and not a die clash. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting with this. So the actual, yeah, and it seems to be in the same place as the die. So the ghosting means that there's just been too much pressure on the actual coin. With this being unknown, so that's okay. This confuses me. So this coin could have been stamped quite a few times, probably ghosting and die clash. Anyway, okay. So this 25 centavos, you can actually find it as also a mule, in which you can see the portrait between the 50 and the 25 is different. So if you find a 25 with this front of the coin, then it is a mule, so it's an error coin, like the 2000 Australian $1 coin. And this one, yeah, it seems like they had a problem with grease, so you get weaknesses in the lettering. Also the date. Okay, so basically also, if you look at the hair, okay, this seems to have been a little bit filled as well. Maybe it's just an overused die. It looks like we've got scratching here. Yeah, it looks like a scratch that goes across the coin. Anyway, Brazilian first real coins, all in steel. Not really interesting. So the only thing you're really going to find is errors, in which you get die clashes as well as mules. So hope this helps you with your Brazilian coins. If you don't have an error, then it's probably not really worth that much. But if you have an error, well, I don't know the exact value of these errors, but they're probably more than just the face value, probably just a few dollars each, because they don't seem to be quite scarce by what I've seen in the lot of coins that I have. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time, and take care.